Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been long that I've not been uploading videos because of busy schedule, as you know. But today we are glad that we have a special friend from UK that joined our vlog. He's Mobile Mali, all the way from UK. So Mali, introduce yourself, man.
Hello there, my name is Manny. As he said, I'm from the UK and I've been living in Japan for 1 year and a half. I've been really enjoying it now and I'm currently working.
Okay, so Japan. When you were in UK, what came in your mind when you thought about Japan, bro?
When I was in the UK, I just thought Japan was just this place, right? With amazing scenery, a really cool language, and a very different culture to everything that I knew back home. So it was definitely like a different world. That's the way I saw it.
Okay, so did you really find out when you came to Japan? Was it the case or was it different from what you imagined?
Being in Japan, seeing Japan and living in Japan is a very different experience. I think the biggest difference, right, is the culture. The culture, the people, and the language. I thought people were going to be more strict, less emotional, and I was going to encounter a lot more cultural differences and changes because of that. But in reality, what I discovered was that in Japan, where people are just people, and that was the biggest discovery, I guess.
What do you mean by people is just people, bro?
That's a good question. For some reason, I just thought that Japanese people would never really say what's on their mind, right?
Yeah.
They'll never say what's on their mind. They'll never want to talk about their emotions. They'll never get into fights. They'll always keep a face, and then you always had to very much read into the room, and you would never know if someone would not like you or not because of that, right? But then, from what I experienced, there are those people, but also other types of people as well, right? You got the loud, you got the outgoing types, you got the people who talk a lot, or the people who just don't talk at all. There's just so much variety of people that are Japanese, right?
So yeah, 1.5 year in Japan. Was it long? How did you feel? Well, the time span, 1.5 years. It's
Yeah.
not a joke, man. How was your experience all over?
Yeah, it's not a joke as well. In terms of how fast the time went, I would say it went at a medium speed. It didn't go too fast. It didn't go too slow. Because I felt like every single day I was enjoying living here, right?
Yeah.
Because every single day is a new sight. Every single day is a new experience. Every single day is a new person that I see and meet. So everything was fresh.
Wow, that's very inspiring for all of us, man. Yeah, that's very inspiring words from Mali, and I didn't expect that inspiring answers from Mali, honestly. But yeah, man, why Japan?
Japan. All of my
There were a lot of options, right? Like in Europe, obviously, you can see UK, one of the developed country in the world. We see it as UK, one of the destination for opportunities and stuff. But you came from that place to Japan. I mean, Japan is not bad, honestly. You'll find a drastic change in cultural difference over here. But your English is so good, you could have done something in UK, I guess. Why? I mean, it's not but why Japan? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that as well. I could have just stayed in the UK. I could have just kept working, kept getting promoted, and then move up the stereotypical way of, living, right? And go through that ladder. But then I just wanted something different. I wanted something new. I wanted something which will drastically change me and my perspective. And luckily, all of my hobbies were from Japan. So I wanted to be closer to my hobbies. I wanted to, easily be surrounded by them and have access to them. So just being here just made sense for my life.
Wow, that's another another deep answer by Mali. But I'm telling you guys, this is not actual so deep interview kind of video. I just we were just hanging out and we just happened to make a video, honestly. So yeah, man, Japanese language is one of the challenges that foreigners face in Japan, right? So Was it really a challenge, or now Japan, the youngsters, they can speak English? So was it a
Yeah.
big deal, or now you can add what do you want to suggest to a foreigners who wants to come to Japan? Is Japanese language a big barrier?
Yeah. It's definitely a big barrier. Even though Japanese people can speak English,
Uh-huh.
right? Like some of them can. Very few can and are confident in doing that. So if you really want to connect with the culture, the local people, the language is, the best way to get closer to them. So in terms of it being a challenge, right? The difficulty of Japanese as a language, I would say, yeah, it's quite difficult. It's one of the most difficult languages in the whole world.
Okay, so yeah, Japanese is kind of difficult language to learn though. Are you learning right now, or you've learned it already?
Well, I would say, yeah, you could say technically I'm like at a level where I can work in Japan, all in Japanese, right? But even though I'm at that level and I can just have normal conversations and talk about almost anything, I still want to learn because I want to become even smoother, right?
Learning never ends, bro. Never ends. Learning never ends in life. So yeah, you keep learning the whole life, honestly.
Yeah, for real. You definitely keep learning the whole life. But I think as time will go on, I'll keep getting more and more confidence, right? And then the confidence is the most important part. More so than the actual ability of the language.
That's true. Okay, other than language, what are the challenges a foreign guy or girl face in Japan?
Oh, what other challenges? I guess a little bit of discrimination, right? They'll definitely face that because you don't look Japanese at all. Your culture is very different as well, so you're going to have cultural differences as well. So you're going to face those challenges. And when I say discrimination, I feel like maybe Japanese people might not treat you the same as Japanese people, right? And cultural differences, there's so many of them, like the way we talk, the way we act, the way we behave in certain situations, right? Because that's just very different to the norm here, you might run into, a few problems like that. Why did you react like this? Why did you talk like that, right? It's because it's natural to us.
Yeah, but there is a saying that do I mean I forgot the saying, but do when you are in Rome, do the Romans said or something like that. I think
right?
so. When you are in Japan, you should respect their culture. Don't you think so?
I definitely think so. We should respect the culture and we should try our best to adapt and understand the culture so we're able to, integrate, right? Because that's the whole point, integrating into the new place with the new people and understanding our differences, right? Because if you do that, then you're able to have deeper kind of relationships with people.
Thank you. Yeah, that's another inspiring answer by Mali. Mali, I mean, he's a fun guy, though. I don't know why he is being too deep answering. I mean, it's good, though. Yeah, and the viewers will be. I hope you guys will be, able to learn some of his experience that he faced in Japan and realize that Japan is not easy at all. And okay, the weather is kind of chill, though. What is UK culture that you miss while you are in Japan?
The UK culture I miss, like there's a specific word called banter. Do you know what banter means?
No idea.
So banter means like, playful jokes, which can sometimes also be offensive, which will go back and forth between two people.
Is it like a rap battle or something?
It's not rap battles or anything like that. It's just like, very, very playful kind of humor, which goes back and forth. And there is like some kind of banter in Japan, but it's not to the same level as it was in the UK.
Okay, thank you, bro. So you miss that culture in UK culture in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there is a lot of British people that lives in Japan? Have you met any?
Oh, no, there's not so many of us in Japan at all. Obviously, it depends on where you hang out, right? Maybe if you hang out in a place where more British people, hang out, then you might be able to meet them more. But you'll definitely meet more American people, Australian people, or, in Japan compared to people from the UK. I'm not too sure why. There's definitely people in the UK who are interested in Japanese culture, but actually living here is a different story.
I see. So they just come for vacation and they just leave, you mean, right? Or they don't stay long in Japan. Yeah. All right, Mali, thank you for your words, honestly. Okay, let's change the topic.
Yeah.
Do you play sports?
No, I don't play sports, sadly.
Really? But you look like a sportsman, man. I'm not judging you, but
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say to me. Like, Japanese people, they're so surprised when they see me on the street.
okay, what are your hobbies then?
So, my hobbies tend to be like anime, video games, reading manga, light novels. I like to make videos as well. Sometimes I do like to, go out and visit new places. Just lots of different things.
Please follow him in Instagram. He's a regular uploader of a vlog, and he makes different kind of videos around Japan. So yeah, please follow him. And yeah,
Yeah, man, that is me, man. Please make sure to follow me, man. I just like to share Japan from my perspective. So if you like the perspective that I share, I think it's for you.
yeah, you're planning to stay in Japan.
Honestly, right now, I want to stay here for as long as possible, man. I just see my future here.
Wow, that's a great commitment by Mali to stay whole life. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Once you decide staying that, don't you miss your family?
Yeah, that is a good question, right? I still feel connected to my family regardless, right? So I think I'm okay with that. But with other people, they feel a little bit different because of distance, right? But I feel like because we're so connected with the internet nowadays, right?
Yeah, that's true.
The distance seems so minimalized.
Yeah.
If I couldn't connect with our family or the internet, we didn't have things like pictures, voice messages, calls and stuff like that, then it would feel like I'll be a lot further from them. So because of that, even though I'm able to experience Japan, I'm able to still be in a good kind of distance with my family.
I see. Having said that, okay, it's been 1.5 years that he's been learning Japanese. Oh, by the way, do you go to school or you learn it by yourself?
That's a good question. So 1.5 years since I've been living in Japan, but in total, maybe around 9 years that I've been learning Japanese.
Oh my God.
Like 6 of the years, it was just self-study.
Okay.
So 3 of the years, I went to language school once a week, right? And then that's what I did to learn Japanese. And also, when I first came to Japan, I did 2 months of language school, and then that was 5 days a week.
Oh, wow.
So in total, yeah, most of my time studying Japanese has literally just been by myself.
Now, that's very inspiring.
Yeah.
True. To learn yourself, it's a hard challenge,
For real.
Yeah.
For real, it's hard. I think the hardest thing is motivation and structure.
Okay. Do you set any goals that, okay, till this month I'll be learning till this level or something? Do you set your own goals, or what motivates you to, normally in school they have some patterns, schedules,
Yeah.
and the teacher teaches in that schedule, right? But what's the difference between learning yourself and going to school? I just wanna, yeah.
The difference in learning by yourself is that you basically have to set your own milestones, you have to set your own goals, you have to have a pure understanding of where you'd like to reach. So what you'd have to do, you'd have to have a main goal, right? Okay, I want to be able to speak in a certain way, I don't know, do presentations. It can be, have smoother conversation. It could be any goal. And then you have to break that goal down into mini goals. And then luckily for me, Japanese has basically synced into most of my hobbies. So I'll say to myself, okay, for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing one hobby. So I'm going to try and read this book. And then I'll read the book. And then once I finish the book, then I'll try and do a different form of media. Okay, now I'm going to spend 1 month watching variety shows or Japanese drama, right? Then once I finish that, then I'll go on to other thing. And while I'm doing all of these different pieces of media, I'll try and search everything I don't know. So words, grammar, and, anything like that, right? So it's all about accessing all the different sides of language, whether it's listening or reading, and trying my best to find the parts what I'm not so strong at and become stronger at that by searching things up and studying.
Okay, so if you want to learn Japanese by yourself, then you need to set a milestone. That's what Mali said. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, choosing the right media is also a challenge, I guess, because we are surrounded by a lot of media nowadays.
So much
Yeah, man. So choosing a right media, following that, and learning from that, it's a huge challenge, I guess, man. Right?
Yeah, for real, that is the huge challenge because if you always study with easy media, right, you'll always be stuck at that level,
Yeah.
right? So you have to actually challenge yourself to find more and more difficult things that is able to, so you're able to learn more words and then you're able to push your understanding further.
I see. Thank you, Mali, for suggesting me and my viewers for how to learn, how to set motivation. Not only in language, I mean in anything in life,
Anything
man.
in life,
You
man.
need to set a goal, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mali. And last but not the least, since you've been learning Japanese, you wanna say something to with Japanese?
日本語で、はい、こんにちは、僕マリと申します。はい、9年ぐらい日本語を勉強していますけど、でも本当になんかアドバイスをなんか、言ったら、本当に毎日勉強してください。毎日はちょっと難しいですけど、でも本当になんか続いたら、本当になんか少しずつ上手になると思います。だから頑張ってください。
Okay, here is advice, a piece of suggestions to foreign people, whoever is living in Japan and trying to learn Japanese. Okay, final question to you. What three advice you want to give to a foreign people, especially from UK, that wants to come to Japan and live in future? Okay, just
Free advice. Okay. Come with no expectation. That's one advice. Second advice, learn Japanese. Third advice, learn how to make friends. Because you're going to start from zero when you come here and you need to get better at that. So if you don't have many friends in the UK or if you've only stuck with one group in the UK, start making more, learn that skill, come over and then have the confidence to speak to anybody.
Sorry, I was about to end here, but your answer made me ask more question. Sorry, you said come with no expectation. What do you mean by that?
Don't come to Japan thinking that it's going to be the one thing that is going to change your life, right? Coming to Japan isn't the thing that changes your life. You change your life.
Oh my God, that's another. Wow, that's a great answer by Mali. Thank you, Mali, for coming to my video, man. Thank you,
Anytime, man.
thank you,
Anytime.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Anytime, bro.
Let's end this.